This is crazy.
You kind of lost the plot on it, so I don't
I
think you were
did. I
gonna
did.
get it.
I did.
Goat as
No.
well.
It's fine. If we want to play this game, we play this game.
Hello and welcome back to Pitch Please. I am your host, darts champion and winner of the Pitch Please Derby, Aman Mitra. And with me is my lovely co-host James. James, how are we today?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. The darts co-hosting I wasn't expecting, and darts champion definitely wasn't expecting. Yeah, I'll rectify that. Don't worry, it's all good. We've got other games to play. But no, I'm good. I'm good. Weekend of football was interesting. We'll get into that. But yeah, overall had a good time. Yeah, pretty decent. How are you?
I am good, as you can tell by the hat. I actually just visited your homeland, in fact. I went to Scotland, did the Johnny Walker experience in Edinburgh. That was brilliant. My friends and I got a bottle called the Autumn Winter, which is exclusively available in one store in the entire world. And it
Nice.
was a lovely, lovely bottle of whiskey. Went up to Inverness and did Isle of Skye as well. I think maybe outside of Oslo and the fjords, probably the most naturally beautiful place I've ever seen. So yeah, an amazing weekend. And I was traveling up to Inverness, unfortunately, on the day of the Pitch Please Derby. And since I was riding shotgun, I was responsible for navigation. And my visceral reactions to the play were not appreciated
Yeah,
by
I
my
bet.
co-passengers with the fear of an imminent accident. So I had to tone it down and get us in. Also missed a bit of the second half, caught a lot of the first half. A lot of good signs from United, at least in the first half, kind of died off in the second half. But I'm sure we'll get into that.
I'm sure we will, and I'm raging.
Yee.
Yeah, but we will talk about that in a bit. Okay.
I am
Yeah.
so
Well,
looking
good.
forward to that. I am
Yeah.
so looking forward to that.
I'm. I'm not. I will say my issues later. Yeah, let's jump into our usual segment: man
Mm-hmm.
versus machine,
Mm-hmm.
AI versus us, in terms of FPL.
Mm-hmm.
I am happy to kick things off with the AI team this week. In the AI team, they scored 32 points this week, which is a resounding low.
Yes. Yes.
Overall, they are
Yes.
204 points. And I won't ruin anything,
Losers.
but they've made some
Losers.
serious changes this week.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'll quickly go through all of them. It will be up on screen as usual. So in goal, Robert Sanchez, minus 3 points.
Yeah, my
Great.
goat, Robert Sanchez, my goat.
Yeah, okay. Udogi with 1 point, Pedro Porro with 1 point, Youth with 3, Emil Smith Rowe with 1, Anderson with 4, Mo Salah with 5, Semenyo with 5, then Bowen, their highest scorer, with 9, Watkins with 2, and João Pedro with 4 as their captain. They were missing some points on the bench. Damsgaard, Tarkovsky, and Goodmanson all higher than most of their players on the pitch. So yeah, they had a really poor week. We'll get into what they're doing later, but we will go over to the human team.
We love to see it. A bit of AI misery. I have fantastic news, James. We have broadened our lead even further. We scored 56 points. Not brilliant, about half of the highest.
Yeah, it's decent.
Uh,
It's decent.
and well above the average. So I am very much happy with that. The double Arsenal did not come through this week. So 2 points from Raya, 2 points from Gabriel. Mitchell came through with a goal, so he got 8 points for us. Van der Ven, after a huge week last week, came back to earth a bit with 1 point. Kudus did well, got us 7 points. Semenyo continues to perform with 5 points. Reinders had a good game after a while. After game week 1, he gave us 9 points. We captained Salah, so we got 10 points from that. Mayenda, again, not our best return with 1 point. Haaland did Haaland things as usual, 9 points. And Wood, there continues to be an underperformer for us at two
Yeah.
points. And just before jumping into the AI changes, because there are many, I'll just quickly take you through ours. Overall, we're pretty happy with where we're at. The only change we made is Wood. Yeah, we've decided to go safe with taking him out, bringing in Ja Pedro, who has been a consistent performer throughout the season. So yeah, let's hope we can keep on building this lead. We're at 226 points now overall, and everything's looking green for us across all our leagues. So it's looking good.
Yeah, just touching on Wood, really disappointing. Like really, really disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
I've captained him twice this season already, and his
Oof.
output has been so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I was really expecting some much bigger things from Forest.
Mm-hmm.
With Ange coming in, we'll see what changes. And I
Mm-hmm.
watched a couple of their games over not just the weekend. It's coming around, but it's not, the style is not the same as the way that he was managing Tottenham. So yeah, fun stuff in terms of the AI this week. So we went over to GPT, sorry, and essentially we said, this is your allowance as we do each week. What transfers would you like? Would you like to use any chips? They, for the first time this week, has said things are looking bad. They are looking bad.
Mm-hmm.
They said that they would be using their wildcard this week, very early wildcard, given the major structural weaknesses in the team:
Oof.
goalkeeper, defense, midfield depth, and forward.
Yeesh.
Well, that's all down to ChatGPT.
Yeah.
They're criticizing themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and the existence of strong assets now available using the wildcard is justified. Let you build on the foundation using the now optimal roster rather than chasing later. So yes, they will be using the wildcard this week, even though it is still a little bit early. So they have Donnarumma in goal. They have Dubravka as the second keeper. They have put Trippier, Saliba, Cash, Udogi, which stayed, and Rondon, I believe, which stayed as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, their points around Trippier and Cash, which are two very weird picks in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
but hey, they've said that they're a very attacking fullbacks, which is
Mm-hmm.
true,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think they're kind of understanding the recognition for defensive contributions this year.
Mm-hmm.
People who like Tarkovsky, Caicedo, who are getting a consistent extra 2 points, they
Mm-hmm.
haven't really put the emphasis on that.
It's a
It's
bit
a
of an
bit,
oversight. It is a bit of an oversight.
yeah,
But to
exactly.
be fair, its logic isn't very flawed because I think if you're gonna go for attacking options, I think Cash and Trippier are two pretty solid options. My only thing with Cash would be maybe it's not considering Villa's form as much.
Yeah,
That
exactly
would
that.
be my biggest question. So yeah, let's see. I think it's not might not be the worst shot, and they were smashing us the first 2 weeks. So
I think there's better options
mm-hmm,
for an attacking fullback. You look at
mm-hmm,
Frimpong, who's
mm-hmm,
already got on, contributions across goals and assists this season.
mm-hmm,
I think there are better attacking fullbacks, and even people like Kukurea. I know he's a
mm-hmm,
little bit more expensive, but he gets those defensive contributions as well as output
mm-hmm,
when you're
mm-hmm,
looking at player assist and goal
mm-hmm,
contributions. So I do think there's better options. Anyway, this is AI. It's not us.
mm-hmm,
And then moving on to the midfield, they have Rogers, they have Kudus, they have Rice, they have Mo
mm-hmm.
Salah, and they have Josh King. And moving into their front three, they had Haaland, Richarlison, and they were trying to get Watkins in, but they didn't have enough money.
Mm-hmm.
So we've gone for the Sunderland striker. And I want to pronounce this right. Isidore, I think.
Isidore? Isidore good.
Isidore.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a door? Yeah, so that was so stupid.
That was good. That was good. No, we're keeping that in for sure. We're keeping that
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so across the midfield, obviously some very obvious picks.
in. Mm-hmm.
Salah, Kudos, both in
Mm-hmm.
our teams, I believe, or at
Mm-hmm.
least in my personal teams.
Mm-hmm.
And Haaland, having Salah and Haaland in the same team is pretty much a given.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think they've done the right thing. Some
Mm-hmm.
questionable changes, and yeah, moving forward, hopefully they'll start to catch up with us. But yeah, that's everything from the AI team.
I'm more concerned now looking at their team than I was before.
Oh,
So
for
I
sure,
think
for sure, for sure.
as a whole, they've made some good decisions, but I don't think they're as good as us. So we'll be fine. The human team is pretty much the same from last week, as we were saying. We did bring Joao Pedro in. So finally, we ended up with Raya in goal, Mitchell, Gabriel, and Van der Ven stay on in defense. We have brought in Caicedo from the bench for this week. We have Kudu, Semenyo, Reinders, Sala, and Caicedo making up the midfield with Haaland and João Pedro up top. Given the fixtures that are coming, I'm very happy with Haaland, and I think we might go with him as captain.
Yeah, I think
Against
Haaland
Burnley, I think
captain
it makes
against
sense. Yeah.
Burnley is the best shout that we can do.
Yeah,
To be
spot
honest.
on.
So
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
happy with
all
that team.
good.
I think we're gonna do well again.
Cool. Fantastic. In
Mm-hmm.
that case, we will move on to our previous prediction results segment next.
Yes, I am looking forward to this. Kicking off the prediction segment, we are gonna go straight into the Merseyside derby. Liverpool versus Everton. It finished 2-1 in the end, and my weekend is off to a hot start. I predicted Liverpool to win 2-1. That gets me all 3 points in the bag. And the cherry on top of the cake, James went with a 1-all draw. That gives me a clear 3 point advantage right up top.
Yeah, my fault. I shouldn't have done that. But hey, next game we had Brighton and Tottenham. That ended
Mm-hmm.
in a draw, a
Mm-hmm.
2-all. You predicted 2-1. I predicted 3-1 to Tottenham. You
Mm-hmm.
predicted 2-1 to Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us are wrong. None of us pick up any points.
My result was looking good for a while, to be fair. Tottenham
Yeah,
did end up equalizing much later in the game, so I was hoping to get another sneaky result point. Unfortunately, didn't end up working out. Diving into the next game, we have Burnley versus Forest. Ended up 1-1 in the end. I predicted a draw. I predicted a 0-0 draw, so I get a point for the prediction. And James went with a 1-0 win to Forest, so he ends up with 0 points. I'm
yeah,
pulling out a bit of a lead, aren't I?
yeah. I'm not having a good week. I've gone 0 for 3 so
Yeah.
far in predictions.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, not great. Next game, West Ham Palace ended
Mm-hmm.
2-1 to Palace.
Mm-hmm.
I think we both kind of expected that, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest. You
Mm-hmm.
went with 1-0 Palace, and I
Mm-hmm.
went with 1-0 Palace.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, overall, both get a point from that. We'll total the points up at the end. But yeah,
Off the mark finally.
yeah, I know.
I'm glad that I bought into your Leeds propaganda as well because Wolves versus
Yeah,
Leeds finished 3-1 to Leeds in the end. I went with a 1-0. You went with a 3-0. So you
it
were
was so
actually
close.
super close there. But yeah, both of us get the points in the end.
I'm pretty sure I was back and forth between 3-0 and 3-1. I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure in my
Mm-hmm.
predictions, I was like, it's going to be Leeds with a good score. I don't know. Obviously, I only got the point, but it's one of those games where you just don't expect it. And yet, apparently, I did. Still didn't get enough points, though.
Mm-hmm.
The next game is the Pitch Please Derby.
The
It's
pitch,
United,
please, Derby.
Chelsea. United obviously won. If you didn't know that,
Oh
then you probably are not
yes.
watching this podcast.
Oh yes.
Yeah, 2-1 to United. You went with 3-1 to Chelsea.
I should have backed my boys. I should have
I
backed my
you
boys.
went 3-1 to Chelsea.
3-1 to
That's just
Chelsea. Yeah.
crazy to me. I went 5-1 to Chelsea, and I did back my
that's
boys.
that's much better, isn't it?
I mean, if Sanchez doesn't get sent off in the 5th minute, this could
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
completely correct. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
Because yeah, we'll get into that later. But none of us got points. To be
I'm
fair,
thinking
so yeah,
I just pick against United every weekend. I think
yeah,
that's probably the move. Honestly, I'm not gonna
yeah.
lie. Speaking of a manager, I do have faith in Marco Silva. Fulham versus Brentford finished 3-1 to Fulham. Both of us went with a 2-1 victory to Fulham, so we both get the points though.
We do both get the points, and yeah, I think he's a good manager as well. Just want to add that in. Although a bit disappointed with Brentford losing in such a manner, but hey,
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. Poor old. Who is Brentford manager? Am I losing my mind?
Keith
I was about to say,
Andrews. Keith Andrews.
do you know what? That might be the first time I've ever heard that name in my life. I didn't know the new Brentford manager. Do you
Yeah,
know how crazy that is?
yeah, ball
That's
knowledge,
my
mate.
fault. That's my fault. I
Mm-hmm.
usually am pretty on top with managers, but that is
Mm-hmm.
terrible for me.
Mm-hmm.
I clearly just don't care about Brentford enough.
Clearly.
Next match, Bournemouth Newcastle ended 0-0. You went with 1-0, so you get a point
Oh
again.
yeah.
Jesus. I went with
Mm-mm-mm.
2-1 to Bournemouth because I think that Newcastle are going to take a dip. And to be fair, I'd say drawing against Bournemouth technically is a dip, but I was expecting a loss. Oh well, you pick up the point. Yeah, not a fun game to watch, to be honest. I caught a little bit, but no.
I rate Iraola, honestly. So I don't think Bournemouth isn't what Bournemouth was. I think between Eddie Howe and Iraola, that's probably what you think about. But they've been really good to be found. So anyway, jumping into Sunderland versus Villa, ended up finishing 1-1. Our boys Sunderland, they keep the train going,
Yeah,
chugging along. We both did end up backing them to win. I went with a 2-0, you went with a 1-0. Unfortunately, ended up with a draw, so points for neither of us.
yeah. And Sunderland, if you're looking at the table at the moment, I believe they're in the top half of the table,
Mm-hmm.
which is pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Super happy for them, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's hope that they can keep this up because I'm
Mm-hmm.
genuinely rooting for them, kind
Yeah.
of like a second team at this point.
Honestly, they're
And
the pitch please team of the season. So
yeah,
like,
it
yeah.
is it is crazy how well they're doing. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if this is just going to be a one season thing, but anyway, I'm rooting for it.
Mm-hmm.
Final game is Arsenal City, and they finished in a draw at 1-1. You went with 2-0 to Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
I went with 3-1 to
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal. Guess who scored?
Your Martinelli pick finally came through, didn't it?
Thank
Finally.
you. I
Yeah,
just
you
want
you
recognition.
you
Okay.
pick him you pick him for every big game. He's bound to hit on one of them. But
No, that's not
congratulations.
true. That is not
That's a
true.
good pick. No, I'm being facetious. Good job. Good job, Trees. That was a good pick.
He
That's a good
he
pick.
isn't. He doesn't score that much, and when he does, it isn't a big game. So
Mm-hmm.
I just want to point out there,
Yeah, yeah.
Martinelli pick.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't just me waffling. It's
Mm-hmm.
just he doesn't always play at this point as well because Trossard's
Mm-hmm.
obviously there, and so is Eze. So yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't always get that game time. Still, Martinelli, well done. So yeah, in total from this week, you got 8 points, which is
Oh
crazy.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I got
Ball knowledge.
3 points. I got 3 points. Well, it can't be knowledge if you're guessing, so it's just me being bitter. I wouldn't do a celebration of a person who plays awful for your team. But anyway, and then the total of the prediction so far, you are on 19 points.
Rattled, mate.
I
Rattled.
I am on 15
Rattled.
points. I I'm a bit annoyed, but the predictions I'm less annoyed about. I'm more annoyed about the performance, which
Mm-hmm.
we will delve into in the next section.
So, James, shall we get into the pitch, please, Darby? I am ready. Before you go on your tirade, which I think is very much earned, very much deserved, I would just like to shine a light on the positives that United had. I think we started super well. I think, especially how all the games have played out, and I heard someone say this. I think it is a very deliberate tactic from Amrit this season is to full send the first 15, 20 minutes. Like in most of the games, if even if you look at Fulham and Arsenal, for example, the first 15, 20 minutes is where United have been the most vibrant, the most threatening. And I feel like because we were able to convert that threat against Chelsea into a goal, you saw us play not amazing, but to a higher level than we have shown, especially in the bigger games this season, City in particular. But even the red card, I think, comes from really good play from United. The fact that we were getting forward quick and we were creating the opportunities. I feel like Sanchez being drawn into that position isn't the best decision, obviously, but I think our play put him in that position to make that decision, which I think is a good sign. And we got 2 goals. Fair enough, it was against 10 man. But the way United have played, like you would still say, and I heard Rory Jennings say this, which is it doesn't matter. if Chelsea are what they are and who they are supposed to be, they should be able to, if not pull out a result, then at least be able to compete with 10 man, which I don't think you were able to till it came back down to 10 aside. I think United were pretty much dominant as you would expect them to be in a normal game. United did overcome their Unitedness and did convert their chances. So pretty positive first half. As I was saying, I was navigating for much of the second half, so I wasn't able to catch a lot of it. I was able to catch the last 15, 20 minutes where Chelsea did come on. I think they were able to figure it out. Eventually, the substitutions were a bit baffling. I think that's why it did take them so long to maybe figure it
A
out in the
bit,
end.
a bit.
So I think a combination of all of that, I think Maresca definitely helped us out. That being said, we did what we were supposed to. We put up a good showing, a good enough showing. Even when it was 10-all, I think we defended pretty well. You got your goal from a set piece, which we have been susceptible to. But overall, outfield play, James did look threatening in the end when Dogu got a bit tired. But overall, not a bad game at all from United. I think pretty positive. We were able to execute when we were up, and that's not something we've been able to do. So pretty happy with it.
Yeah, credit where credit's due. You beat us when we were down to 10 men. Completely
Mm-hmm.
fair. Okay, I'm just going to ramble off quickly
Mm-hmm.
all of the issues from our
Mm-hmm.
side. Okay, so it was. It's hard to judge the game on an 11 versus 11 basis. We have 5 minutes of it,
Mm-hmm.
first of all.
Mm-hmm.
So, completely agree. You got into that position, which made Sanchez do such a irrationally
Mm-hmm.
stupid thing
Mm-hmm.
and get sent off. Okay, it happened. Fair enough. United put him in that position, and I can't. Oh, I'm just trying to not go crazy. I can't
Go crazy, pop off,
say
mate,
I
pop
can't say
off.
enough how much we need to get Sanchez out of this team. People have been trying to defend him at the beginning of the season, saying, "Oh, he makes this save."
Mm-hmm.
He makes stupid mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
really stupid mistakes that you shouldn't be making at the Premier League level. You just shouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. I mentioned around catching a ball instead of punching a ball. I've mentioned around how his positioning is just not there. And yeah, he might come out. It's a very similar thing to Onana, where it's like he doesn't put himself in a good position, but he'll make
Mm-hmm.
an acrobatic save.
Mm-hmm.
Sanchez is better than Onana in that sense, but
Mm-hmm.
only by a little bit. Okay, Sanchez, idiot, fine, get sent off. The next point, and this is what changed the game. This is the
Mm-hmm.
entire thing that changed the game. Okay, because
Mm-hmm.
I think, from my personal opinion, if we were at 11v11
Mm-hmm.
and that red card didn't happen, we would have been in a better position. Now, we don't know that. I can't say that for sure. But
Mm-hmm.
when we were 10 versus 10, we were the better team, in my
Mm-hmm.
opinion. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say. The reason why we sucked so hard being one man down, okay, there's three reasons.
Mm-hmm.
One, we took off Pedro Neto, we took off Esteval,
Mm-hmm.
okay? You're taking off two of the fastest players that we have
Mm-hmm.
when we're down.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're going to agree with me. When we're down
Mm-hmm.
a man
Mm-hmm.
and we're replacing them with a defender.
Mm-hmm.
What, like,
How are you supposed to have
what is
any
that?
counterplay? Where are your out balls?
Exactly.
Like, what are you?
Exactly.
How? Yeah,
I'll
it's
I'll
crazy.
get to
Yeah.
that in a second, but you're
Mm-hmm.
taking off your two. Arguably, fair enough with Esteval. He's young, whatever. Pedro Neto should not be going off that field. He should be
Mm-hmm.
playing a full 90 minutes because he is
Mm-hmm.
our only outlet other
Mm-hmm.
than João Pedro. And what you saw throughout the game was João Pedro having to do all the work,
Mm-hmm.
surrounded by absolutely 100
Mm-hmm.
United players every time he touched that ball, getting knocked over,
Mm-hmm.
getting hit, and not being able to find an outlet pass. Cool. Okay. So that was those subs. Then then we
Mm-hmm.
have Cole Palmer getting injured, getting
Mm-hmm.
taken off after 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough, he's injured, whatever, it kind of makes sense. But it really did hinder us. And then what kind of culminates with everything that that I can't remember who came on for Parma on the top of my head at the moment, and they clearly didn't play very well, so it doesn't matter. What happened after that point is our formation when we went down to 10. We had never played a 5 at the back this entire season, or as far as I remember, the entire of last season. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
When we go down to 10 men, suddenly we go to a 5 back, and our midfield is a wide diamond with we look like United's midfield.
Yeah, the donut
Like
midfield.
it's Swiss
The
cheese.
donut midfield. Yeah.
It is Swiss cheese in that midfield.
Mm-hmm.
Caicedo, poor guy, had to do absolutely everything. Enzo was running around like a lost head because he was
Mm-hmm.
just like he can't
Mm-hmm.
operate without other people either side of him. And then we had no outlets going down the wing. We were
Mm-hmm.
trying to get Cucurella to run. We were trying to get Reece James to run as wing backs. They're
Mm-hmm.
not designed as wing backs
Mm-hmm.
in when you're also down to 10 men. Why are we playing a 4-3? I think it ended up being a 5-2-3 with one man down,
Mm-hmm.
which makes no sense to me at all. Like absolutely no sense,
Mm-hmm.
considering the fact that United play with a 5 back. Why are
Mm-hmm.
we matching you instead of actually repairing the damage
Mm-hmm.
and staying in a back 4?
Mm-hmm.
And just having one player missing from either our midfield or the wing and going up with 2 up front instead of having 3 up front.
If any, or
And
even like put more people in midfield, like that's proven to be the
yeah,
best way to overpower
exactly.
United, right?
Exactly. But instead, we bring on another defender, which causes us more problems, as you saw, which is why Fernandes got his goal. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's the only reason.
Mm-hmm.
Because people were able to get into positions that
Mm-hmm.
allowed the ball to go in, that allowed that. Having 3 people in that back line being central defenders
Mm-hmm.
just made no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely none at all. And we got cut through. And anytime we did get the ball out, we got fouled. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and fair enough. I completely
Mm-hmm.
understand. That's exactly what I would do if I was
Mm-hmm.
United manager. I'd be
Mm-hmm.
like, João Pedro gets the ball. He's
Mm-hmm.
not allowed any outlet.
Maguire and
Aaron
Delict,
Maguire,
like that's a hard
exactly.
assignment for anyone. Yeah.
Precisely. Maguire, every time João Pedro got the ball, Maguire just
Straight on
sprinted
him. Yeah. Straight
straight
on
into
him.
him,
Mm-hmm.
knocked him over. And then what happened was that kind of kept happening. People were getting frustrated. Casemiro picked up a really silly yellow.
Oh my
And then we
God.
were like, okay, cool. Luke Shaw picked up a really silly yellow because it's the same thing. João
Mm-hmm.
Pedro's getting the ball. They're being aggressive. Fine. We have
Mm-hmm.
no outlet play. Now, I'm saying if we stayed in a back 4, we didn't bring on, I think it was Tosin we brought on because we started Fofana and who else did we start in our back line? I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, Chalobah.
Chalaba, he scored for me in the FPL. That's
Yeah.
good.
So if we stayed at back 4 and we brought on like for like swaps instead of for Esteval to come on and bring on a midfielder instead of a defender, and we kept Pedro Neto on, I genuinely think we would have had a much better chance at that. Now we conceded 2 goals, and then we carried on trying to be semi-aggressive, and then Casemiro got his second yellow and got sent off. Now, as soon as he got sent off, we immediately looked a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
We were actually able to play the ball, and we ended up getting the goal that we needed. And yeah, I was very excited to actually finally like sit down and watch the second half and be like,
Mm-hmm.
cool. Unfortunately, when the second half came around, you were already able to change your system to
Mm-hmm.
kind of match now that you were a man down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we should have, as I said, gone out of that back 4, out of that back 5 into a back 4. Now it took us up to like 77 minutes, and
Mm-hmm.
by that time Reece James was knackered. I literally saw him at the end of the game trying to get onto an end of a ball, and he literally couldn't. He was just
Mm-hmm.
walking because he was just like, I'm knackered. Fair
Mm-hmm.
enough. I don't blame him.
Mm-hmm.
He's asked to play literally corner flag to corner flag
Mm-hmm.
this entire game.
Two positions essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was literally, if I could give a rating for Maresca that game, and it's really annoying because I really think Maresca is such a good manager normally.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those similar to where Pep overthinks things in a big game
Mm-hmm.
and just does an absolute like blinder of a stupid mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Maresca did that, and Maresca costed us that entire game because of, well, Sanchez did, but Maresca added to that. I
Mm-hmm.
genuinely believe that. Um, and yeah, it just is so frustrating. Anyway, that was my rant. I think Sanchez needs to go, and I think we need to have a non-five at the back system that we go to when we do go down a man or whatever it is, because that is just, it is ridiculous. It just is.
Yeah, just to your point on the substitutions, I finally was able to pull them up.
Mm-hmm.
Estevao went off for
Yeah,
Jorgensen, which is fair enough, I
yeah,
guess.
keep up.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, like in the sense that a keeper had to come on. I don't know if
Well,
Estevao is
yeah,
the move. Uh, Tosin came on for Pedro Neto,
yeah.
and
It
then
was
when
Tosin.
Palmer went off, he brought on Andre Santos. So like all
Santos, that
super
was it.
super defensive substitutions, and even in the second half, the only attacking substitution was Tyreek George, who came on for Wesley Fofana,
He
and
was
he
shit.
yeah, and Malo Gusto replaced Kukurea, which is again a
Yeah.
defender for a defender. So,
At half time, I said we need to come out of the back five, and Chalobah can play right back. And I know Chalobah can play right back. Reece James can play centre mid because he does play centre
mm-hmm,
mid for us
mm-hmm.
sometimes. And I was like, okay, we need to. And I think Fofana's played left back before, or
Right
you can
back, he's
just
played
have.
right back as well.
Oh, as you play right back,
Mm-hmm,
you could still have three at the back being central defenders. You move Reece James into the midfield instead of being
mm-hmm.
a right back. And I literally said, if Malo Gusto comes on now and we're 2-1 down and we have 10 minutes left, I'm not watching this game. 2 minutes after I said that, Malo Gusto comes on. And I literally was just like, we have Bino Gittins on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have to lap because he was injured. We brought off Esteval. We brought off
Garnacho
Pedro
didn't
Neto.
even come on.
We had Garnacho on the bench, and he brings on
Yes.
Malo Gusto. He brings on
Yeah.
Malo Gusto.
Mm-hmm.
I was speechless. I was like, okay, if he's bringing on Malo Gusto, Reece James will go into the midfield. Nope, didn't happen. Malo Gusto played left back. Reece James played right back. We stayed in five back.
Mm-hmm.
I just, it doesn't make sense to me. And obviously, if I was having this conversation with Maresca, I'm sure he'd say something else. But from what I could see, it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Five back didn't work. So just,
Mm-hmm.
if you know that at halftime and everyone could see it, why are
Mm-hmm.
you continuing with this like
Mm-hmm.
formation? It just made no sense. Anyway, carry on.
It was something we were talking about in the transfer edition of the podcast where we were essentially rating the different teams' transfer windows, right? And one of the main reasons I didn't rate Chelsea's as highly is because they didn't solve their goalkeeping issue.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
we flagged way back then that with Sanchez in goal, with his affinity for mistakes, this something like this was bound to happen. And like Donnarumma was on the market. He was
yeah,
available.
exactly.
He was right there. Chelsea aren't shy of paying high wages. Maybe he doesn't fit in terms of the age structure. I don't even think that's a valid excuse. This man is 26 and one of the most elite shot stoppers in the entire world. Yeah, so
Honestly,
it's like it was baffling that Chelsea didn't make that move. They're in the Champions League as well. I think Donnarumma would have happily gone moved to London if he was willing to move to City in the end. So yeah, I think Sanchez has come back to bite them. I think Maresca's
yeah,
decisions was so baffling, honestly, so baffling. And but despite that, he was able to turn it around when it was 10v10. I also think an element of that is, and the players said as much, is United have the lead. They need the points. The season's gone how it's gone. The Grimsby loss, all the negativity surrounding the club. I think it's natural for the players to be a little apprehensive and hold on to what they have rather than fully committing. Because if this is a United that's in form, that's like won 5 games in a row, maybe they do go for the jugular and do try to put Chelsea away. But obviously, the way that they are at the moment, that they obviously decide to opt out against it, and a result like that, where you are 10v10 and Chelsea were very much in the ascendancy. I was just having a look at SofaScore and they have the attacking momentum chart. And it was like blue entirely for the last 15-20 minutes. And I
yeah,
think keeping out a team like Chelsea for an entire half when your season's gone that way. I think mentally it can do a lot for the team as well. But again, with United, we've had so many false dawns, so many turning points, so many times you think that, okay, this is the result that changes things. But I think there's this channel called United Muppeteers. I think he's one of the best United YouTube channels out there. And he is, if not optimistic, very realistic with United this season. And the numbers are there. You can say what you want about the numbers, but they are there. The eye test does disappoint sometimes, but again, as we said, it's a lot of individual errors. And if we can just convert the situations and the chances into big chances and the big chances into goals, that's essentially what's lacking. The attacking threat is there. And I agree with you to an extent. I think defensively there are still gaps. A lot of that comes from the midfield. I think Maguire and Delict as a centre back pairing was very interesting. Euro has been one of my best picks for the United defense this season, so it was definitely an interesting choice to drop him, but in the end, I think the selection was pretty much justified. So I'm just hoping we can take the momentum from this game, actually
Like,
let it be a builder because we have two fixtures that are winnable realistically. We have Brentford away and Sunderland at home. So getting a few wins on the bounce would be great.
I will say quickly, just in terms of how I saw it in terms of the game when it went down to 10v10, I in my heart kind of already knew that because we ran so much, like basically the entire half, we were down a man. Everyone was already tired. Like
Mm-hmm.
we made 3 subs at that point. Everyone was already tired,
Mm-hmm.
and the only subs that we made were defensive subs.
Mm-hmm.
You're never going to win a game. Jao Pedro
Mm-hmm.
literally was knackered.
Mm-hmm.
Like I saw him in like the 77th minute trying to run onto a ball or hold up a ball, and he was just so tired. And I don't blame him. And it's the same with Reece James. Like they were both just absolutely knackered, and
Mm-hmm.
you just couldn't. Even if we wanted to, the energy just wasn't there because at the end of the day, they were asked to do too much because all that we were trying to do was sit back and basically use 4 players to run up the pitch. And
Mm-hmm.
I think because of that, you guys obviously were able to get the goals. But in the second half, even when it was 10v10, it felt like it was a. As soon as it got to like 70 minutes, we'd already played that for like half
Mm-hmm.
the game, whereas you've only been playing it for like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we were already
Mm-hmm.
knackered by that point. So yeah, it was tough to watch. It really was. It was tough to watch.
Final question before we move on.
Yeah.
Was Casemiro's second yellow a yellow?
Yeah, of course it was. He pulled him.
Yeah, I think it's so soft. I
He
think
pulled his shirt down. I
no,
don't
I
understand.
mean like I've seen it in slow mo. I saw it live as well. I don't think he put his hands on him for sure. I'm not
Yeah,
disputing that, right?
yeah,
I don't think it was enough to pull him down. I think you see that in midfield at all times. And then he
yeah,
wins the ball. So I'm saying that it's soft. It's a foul, maybe, for sure. My issue with it more is that Casemiro's put himself in a position where he's
yeah,
giving the referee a decision to make. I think he
yeah,
definitely
exactly.
shouldn't be doing that. It's a bonehead decision. But I think the decision for what it is not a yellow card. I think it's
But if
so soft. It is so
you
soft.
you watch the first half, so when as soon as Casemiro got his yellow, he made another really stupid foul,
Yeah,
and that was
yeah.
not the one that he got booked for.
Mm-hmm.
So he was already like, it literally
Teetering
was
on
like a
the
case
edge.
of
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, anything at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And from the rest view, he's gone behind somebody and
Mm-hmm.
used his arm to pull them down that way,
Mm-hmm.
and then he went through him to get the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a foul, and he's already done another foul after the yellow that was
Mm-hmm.
arguably worse than the yellow card offence, and he
Mm-hmm.
didn't get anything extra on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes to do that, and it's like, well, there's nothing else that he like. The ref, I think, was well within his right to have sent him off before that challenge. The
Before
fact
that,
that he was
no
able,
problem. No problem. That one, I'm
yeah,
not having it. I don't think that's yellow worthy for sure. But with the
yeah,
context in mind,
like
I can see why the ref did
yeah,
it. But in isolation, I don't think that challenge is worthy of a yellow at all.
Yeah, there were a couple of challenges that weren't called as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a ref hater, so it's fine. But there definitely were
Oh, I
challenges that I
hate
saw that
refs, man.
I was like, oh, that's definitely a foul, and it went both ways. Like
Mm-hmm.
most of the time, it was a case. It was like when Maguire came out, and I was like, that's a bit harsh in
Mm-hmm.
terms of like the contact, but he got away with it.
Mm-hmm.
And also the fact that he didn't get carded earlier was crazy to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like Delict and Maguire going in, as I've already mentioned, like
They
full
were
sprint,
on it.
and
They were on it.
and I was literally just like, how have they not picked up a yellow at this point,
Mm-hmm.
or even like more fouls than they should have done? So it did feel, but obviously when you're down to 10 min, you're going to be feeling a certain way, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
slightly biased anyway. I do try and view it from an objective kind of point
Mm-hmm.
of view, but yeah, there were definitely a couple of those.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and the other thing is, it was so rainy. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know if you saw. I
Yeah, I
genuinely
did.
thought the game
Yeah.
was going to get cancelled for at
Biblical.
halftime.
Borderline biblical. I wouldn't quite
Yeah,
say biblical, but it was getting there.
yeah. The Ipswich game got called off
Yeah.
at the same
Yeah.
time because we were playing
Mm-hmm.
at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
and I was literally like, if this gets called off, I don't know what happens. I think
Yeah.
we have to replay it
You
completely,
have to
and
replay it from the start, yeah.
yeah, and I don't. Does the red card serve at that point? I can't remember.
No, I think the result just gets up. I have no idea, honestly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
an
yeah.
interesting
So
question.
in my head, I was kind of like, I'd be happy with a redo. It didn't come around, but I think it would have been unfair
You
for
should
us
have
to get
done
a
a
redo.
rain dance on your balcony or something.
But I will say, having it rainy completely played into your hands when we had 10
Mm-hmm.
men,
Mm-hmm.
because it was literally just like we couldn't put through the
Yeah,
balls that we
anything,
normally put
yeah.
through because it
Mm-hmm.
was just so slow. The pitch was
Mm-hmm.
so slow. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's my entire rant. Get Sanchez out now and never do a
Hashtag
5 pack
Sanchez
again.
out. Hashtag
Yeah,
Sanchez out.
hashtag Sanchez out. Welcome back, and we'll be going into career path for footballers. Very basic game that we've seen online before. So essentially, we'll be giving a career path for somebody that
Mm-hmm.
has definitely played in the Premier League, and the other person will have to guess who that person is. We'll obviously play just for fun, nothing too crazy, but it
Mm-hmm.
hopefully will be a good kind of showing of our ball knowledge. Would you like to start, or would you like me to start, Aman?
I am happy to kick it off.
Yeah, please do.
I'm gonna start you off with a little bit of a softball just to get your confidence up.
Okay, this
Yeah.
doesn't sound promising to me, but yeah, cool.
The career path is Sporting CP to Manchester United to Real Madrid to
Ronaldo,
Juventus,
Cristiano.
back to Manchester United,
Yeah,
and then Al Nassr.
yeah,
Guess who that could be?
I already guessed.
N-
Cristiano Ronaldo. I got it.
Way!
I got it after you said Porto. Oh no, sorry. After you said
Sporting,
Sporting
Sporting,
to
yeah,
United, I
Manchester
was literally
United,
like, yeah, there's
yeah,
only two
first.
players that could be, and the other one hasn't moved yet. So yeah, nice.
And
Okay.
Luis Nani, Marcos Rojo. Don't forget about Nani, mate. The backflips. Baller.
I'll give you a fairly easy one, to be fair. I think everyone pretty much will know this one. United, Preston North End, to
Mm-hmm.
Real Madrid, to
Mm-hmm.
LA Galaxy, to AC Milan, to Paris Saint-Germain.
It's obviously David Beckham.
He went from Real Madrid to LA Galaxy, and then he went to Milan, then he went to Paris
And then
Saint-Germain.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. And he was started at United, then went on loan to Preston, then went back to United. But yeah, he definitely went from Real Madrid to LA Galaxy, because I remember that like
That was a
vividly.
huge thing back then.
Yeah.
It was
That was before
massive.
MLS was even half decent.
Yeah,
So yeah,
he made
100%.
it what it is, to be fair. But I
Yeah,
will
he
take the
did.
point. I will take the point. Jumping into the next player. I think this one's pretty gettable. I think the last club especially will give it away. But here we go. They started at Liverpool, went to Real Madrid, came back to England and joined Newcastle before
Michael Owen.
joining Manchester United and
Yeah,
ending their career at Stoke City.
yeah, Michael Owen.
It is indeed Michael Owen. I think as soon as you say Liverpool, Manchester United, that pretty much narrows it down
I,
to a
I
small
was
pool of
waiting.
players. And
I
then
was
as soon
waiting
as
for
you
the
hear Stoke
Newcastle.
City, you know who it is.
For me, I was waiting for the Newcastle one, but yeah, no, yeah, it was pretty obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least I got it. Okay, I'll give you
Mm-hmm.
one that probably isn't a United player. We'll see if
Mm-hmm.
you can get this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Uh, so they start at Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
They go to Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go to Chelsea, and then they
Mm-hmm.
go to Monaco, and then they
Mm-hmm.
go to Como.
One of Arsenal's original star boys. It's Cesc Fabregas.
It is Cesc Fabregas. You are correct. Yes,
Are you ready for the next one, James?
I am. I am. I am.
Okay. So this person started at Crystal Palace and then went
Oof.
to Arsenal, post which they went to West Ham United, where they went on loan to Forest, followed by Celtic and ending their career at Burnley.
Part of me wants to say Ian Wright,
Mm-hmm.
just because I know he played for a lot of those teams. Yeah, I'll go with Ian Wright.
It is Ian Wright.
Nice, nice. Ian Wright, right. Ooh, tied at the moment.
Mm-hmm. We've both
I think.
got our picks so far.
Going into the realms of slightly more difficult, I think.
Mm-hmm.
This player's only played at 4 clubs,
Mm-hmm.
and they are Arsenal,
Mm-hmm.
Man City,
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool, and
Mm-hmm.
Celtic. And I'm just going to double check that whilst you
There's no
guess.
what
Yeah,
the
here we
hell
go.
kind of career path is that?
Yeah.
Arsenal, Man City, then
Yeah.
Liverpool.
Yep.
That does not seem like a real player.
He has a chant, quite a famous chant. Probably, yeah, extremely famous
Is it
chant.
someone I'm gonna be upset I didn't get?
I'd be upset if I didn't get it, but I don't know if somebody with less ball knowledge would be upset if they didn't get
I'm not gonna fall to your level, James. Don't worry. I'm not gonna
it.
fall for that bait.
You can if you want. It's fun. You should
And
join me.
us people with superior knowledge know we are superior. We don't
Well,
need
I
to
mean,
prove it.
if you don't get this right, then I am superior ball knowledge. Yeah. They have a chant after them, like a very famous chant, probably the
Oh
most
my
famous
god,
chant.
it's is it Colo Toure? It is
It
Colo Toure, isn't
it
it?
is Colo
It
Torre,
is Colo
exactly.
Toure. I forgot about his Liverpool stint. Okay.
I didn't think that was that hard. I thought that was like
No,
a
it
medium
wasn't.
difficulty.
Mate, the Liverpool one was throwing me, I
Okay,
swear. I
no,
was
fair
like, what
enough.
the hell? Yeah. This career path is a bit esoteric, but
Okay.
you should be able to get it. They started off at Chateauroux, then they went to Gang.
Sorry. Say that again.
It's French. It's
Okay.
Chateauroux.
Okay.
Then he went to Guingamp, followed by Lyon. He then moved to Chelsea, after which he went to Trabzonspor, the home of the great Andre Onana. Then went back to France and joined Metz before going to India and joining the Delhi Dynamos. Then he went
Oh,
to Wadi Degla on loan before finishing
rem-
his career at Differ Dange 03.
I want to say Ramirez because I'm pretty sure Ramirez has had the weirdest career path.
I can give you a hint. We've spoken about this player in the podcast, and I mentioned that I watched him live in Delhi. So now we'll see if you actually pay attention to what I say.
There's, I can't remember who this player that
I will
it's
also
resonating
say
with me.
that you have brought him up in your conversations as one of the Chelsea players that you admire.
He has to be French because why? Oh wait, Hazard. No
Tick tick
Hazard
one,
went to. What am I doing?
tick tick two.
Okay, I'm getting three
Tick, tick,
guesses.
three.
I'm gonna say. So my first guess is Ramirez, even though I know it's
That's
wrong.
wrong.
My second guess would be Nicholas Anelka.
That is incorrect.
Yeah, okay, I thought so. It was just because he was French.
Yeah.
This is so difficult, you know. Is it? Can you at least give me a position, and then I can.
Midfield.
Ah, this is crazy. French midfielder, and I'm blanking so hard. Do you know what? I'm going to get criticised so hard for this. I actually can't think. I would go with like Good Johnson. I don't know.
It's Maluda. Florid
Oh
Maluda.
my god.
Anyway, you kind of lost the plot on it. So I don't
I
think you were
did, I
gonna
did,
get it.
I did, I did. To be fair, I probably wouldn't have thought of Maluda before of
Yeah,
anything else.
like
That
you
is
weren't finding
crazy.
Maluda. I could tell that Maluda was
The
not in the jurisdiction of your brain at all.
the fact that you've given me such a hard one and you said it was easy is
Mate,
crazy to
it's
me.
like a French midfielder, and I told you he's played at Delhi. I shared a personal
No, no,
anecdote as
no.
well.
It's fine. If we want to play this game, we play this game. Okay, I've
Uh,
got two. This one's going to be the easier of the two, and then my final one is going to be pretty. I wouldn't say really tough because it's still definitely gettable.
sure.
Yeah. Okay. This one. So Leeds United starting off
Mm-hmm.
went to Swindon Town on loan.
Mm-hmm.
Newcastle,
Mm-hmm.
Aston Villa,
Mm-hmm.
Manchester City,
It's Milner.
Liverpool. It is. Do you have that up as one of yours?
No,
Is that why
no,
you know?
no. It's
Okay. Yeah.
yeah, it was because you said Leeds and then West Ham and then
Yeah. Yeah.
City,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my
I
and
did
then
say that was
Liverpool. It's Milner. Yeah,
that was an easier one
yeah,
compared
that
to the
was the
one that I
easier
will
one.
give you next time. But fair enough. Cool. Much easier
Yes,
than Florent Maluda. But hey, we'll go.
yes. Okay, I have one for you. I think this is also
Cool.
gettable.
Okay.
Okay, so Boca Juniors,
Yeah.
Corinthians. So West Ham United, then Manchester United, then Manchester
Yeah.
City, Juventus, Shanghai, and then Boca Juniors.
Tevez.
Yeah, it is Tevez.
Yeah. I was. The thing is, when you said Boca, I was like, "Who's a Brazilian?"
Argentine, you
And
mean? Argentine, you mean?
and in my head, I was like, "Oh, Boca's Brazilian." It's not. And then I was like, I had to rethink, and I was like, "Well, the only person that I know that's played for City and United, I was thinking like, oh, Schmeichel, whatever." And then I was like, West Ham, and I was like, oh yeah, Tevez. I'm gonna give you the hardest one, in my opinion, that I have seen so far.
Let's go.
Actually, it's the second hardest one. The hardest one is my next one, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if we'll get to that stage. We're all even at the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I mean,
This
no,
one,
you didn't get Maluda, so I am ahead of
but
anything.
you didn't get the second one, did you?
I got
Can't
Colo
remember.
Toure in the end.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Post
Okay,
hints.
okay,
You didn't even
okay,
get it
okay.
post hints.
Okay. We're playing that game. We play that game.
Mm-hmm.
Sheffield United,
Okay.
Everton,
Mm-hmm.
Sheffield United,
Mm-hmm.
Derby, Stoke.
Ooh, there is no chance.
Yeah,
You're telling me you could recognize this career path without knowing who it is?
I could. I could
You
recognize
could.
it from the first three. Yeah.
Sheffield United, Stoke,
No, Sheffield
so
United, Everton,
Everton,
and then Sheffield United again. And then Derby, and then Stoke.
Jagielka?
It is Phil Jagielka. That is correct.
Oh, yes.
I did say it's not as hard as it
You did not
initially
expect me to
sounds.
get that. Don't even front, James. There's no way you expect me to pull Jagielka.
I mean, I didn't, but
Yeah.
it's fine. It's fine. I'm glad. I'm glad that you did. I'm glad that you did.
Yeah. And if you watch the tapes back, you will see that my eyes were closed the entire time. So I did not,
I
there was no tomfoolery on my end.
I don't believe you, but sure.
The tapes will
Cool.
prove it.
Okay.
I
All
have
right.
receipts. Okay. This is a good one. This is an interesting one. I
Okay.
have another one, but I think that might be too easy for you. So I'm gonna give you something that's a bit more challenging.
Hmm.
So Leicester City to Liverpool to Birmingham, then they went to Wigan, then they went to Villa, then they went over to Australia and played for the Newcastle Jets before coming back and playing for Bolton Wanderers.
The Newcastle Jets thing is throwing me off. I feel like I have a name and I can't remember who. What would you say their most iconic club is out of all of those?
Liverpool.
So I've got a couple names in my head, and I know it doesn't fit in, but when you said Bolton, my head was like, "Oh, JJ Okocha," and then I was like, "No, it can't be."
Mm-hmm.
Then you said Wigan, and I immediately thought Jimmy Bullard, and I was like, "No, it can't be Jimmy Bullard either." So the other time that these teams were all Premier League teams is like, I want to say 90s, like somewhat late 90s. Late 90s Liverpool, and I'm pretty sure he played for this team. I want to say Emil Heskey as my first guess, if that's okay.
Is that your guess?
I don't know. Okay, well, good. I'll go Emil Heskey for one, and then I'm thinking of probably another person for second.
Well, James, you don't need to think of the second person because the answer
Nice,
is Emil
nice. You're trying to
Heskey.
trick me. I see what you did there. You tried to trick me.
That was a
You
good
were
one.
like, "Oh,
That was
are
a
you
good one.
sure? Are you sure?" You are a horrible, horrible person.
Cheeky, cheeky.
All right, if you get
Just
this
hit
one
me
too
with the tough
quickly,
one. Hit me with the tough
I'm
one.
going to give you the easy one first. If you get it within 5 seconds, I'll give you the tough one.
Okay.
Okay, easy one first. Cannes, Arsenal, City, Istanbul, Soviet. Arsenal City. Just think of Arsenal City.
Clichy?
Big, yeah, exactly, cliche.
Yeah, clichy.
So I'll give you the one that I was thinking of, and
Yeah.
this one's tough. I don't know
Okay.
if even I would be able to get it. I'll tell
Mm-hmm.
you why I think I might later, but yeah.
Okay.
Um, Gugnon. I think it's a.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah. Anyway, Paris Saint-Germain,
Mm-hmm.
Newcastle,
Mm-hmm.
City,
Mm-hmm.
Portsmouth, Everton, Bournemouth. And the reason why I think I would get it is the later half of that career instead of the beginning of that career. Just as an FYI, that's how I
Portsmouth,
would personally get it because
Portsmouth, Everton, Bournemouth.
I have a lot of family who support Portsmouth, so I knew a lot of the Portsmouth players. Um, and yeah, I've kind of given you the era, but it was the era that we were probably growing up around like 10 years old. And Portsmouth, Everton, Bournemouth is the ones that I remember.
So if you were 10, I was 7, and I'm Indian.
You're on a football podcast. It doesn't matter.
See, I thought Kabay initially because of PSG and
Yeah, it's a good shout.
Newcastle, but he obviously
But
didn't play at City. Oh, is it like Tiote? No, he didn't play for City. The City one is really throwing me. Is he retired?
yeah, well, long retired.
Long retired. I have no idea. Like no, I have no clue. I have no clue. Who is it? I'm thinking Glenn Johnson, but that's also not right. Who is it, bro?
So I'll give you dates now. 2002 to 2007 City, 2007 to 2009 Portsmouth, 2009 to 2015 Everton.
2007. That's like City pre-takeover as well. Oh
Yeah,
my days! I'll have no
this
idea.
is the time where I grew up watching a
This is
lot.
the time where I was learning how to use a TV.
He won the 2008 FA Cup with Harry Redknapp's Portsmouth side, and that's kind of why I remember him.
The bell is so far from being rung. Like I have no idea.
Evens the game up. It's Sylvain Distin.
Distan! No way!
Yeah,
Oh my god. He played for City? I
he
remember him
played.
at Everton. I remember
He
him at
played.
Everton.
Well, this is probably why we watched different football times, I
Yeah,
guess. I
yeah.
remember him specifically in that old City light blue kit where it still had like the white sleeves and that kind of.
Right,
And I
right,
also
right, right, right.
like,
Yeah.
and then I remember him in the Pompey kit where they won the 2008 FA Cup. Like,
No
I'd
shit.
still got it burned into my brain. Interesting. Okay, well, it's all even. We can either go one more and kind of play it off, or whatever we need to do.
I think we can move on to the predictions. I think that's a
Okay.
good place to leave it. But I think we both shown good ball knowledge today.
We'll go into our predictions when we're back.
Jumping into our final section, we are gonna go into our predictions for game week 6 of the Premier League. Kicking it off, the highlight of my weekend, I hope, is gonna be United versus Brentford. It's a 12:30 kickoff on Saturday, so I'm hoping United deliver. I think we keep the momentum going. Let's go 3-1 United. I think we scored 3 goals.
I think Brentford might be a bit of a challenge. They're a very sit back team. I'll go 2-2. I just
Two
don't like
oh
United. So, yeah,
First, first.
after the
I will
weekend,
have
that
you
was
know
pretty,
you
pretty
are
bad.
very much lagging in the score tally right now. So
I
a few
mean,
safe
yeah, I know.
predictions
I,
might.
I I'll do the safe predictions when I get to the good teams.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go to Chelsea and Brighton next.
Mhm.
Palmer is out for 2 to 3 weeks, so I'm a bit
Mhm.
worried.
Mhm.
Brighton isn't a bogey team as such, but at
Mhm.
the same time, they tend to play well against us.
Mhm.
Um, I will go with a 2-1, bit of knock of confidence, but hopefully we'll be back to full form.
I think Palmer out is huge.
Yeah,
Sanchez won't be in goal as well. That's
yeah,
probably a blessing, if anything.
it's a good
But
thing. Yeah,
I think it'll be Chelsea have proven to be leaky at times, so I'm gonna go 2-2. I'm gonna
nice,
go a
nice.
draw.
I
Yeah,
actually I like the fact that you went for a draw. That's good.
yeah, yeah.
Um, cool. All right, I'll
Yeah,
let you take
we
on to the next
have
one.
Crystal Palace versus Liverpool next. I will keep backing the Liverpool train. I don't think it's full steam ahead like it was at the beginning of the season. I think chinks are for appearing in the armor. That being said, Isaac's first game, I think he'll score as well. Let's go 2-1 to Liverpool.
I completely agree. If Isak was not playing, I would actually go with either a Palace win or a
Mm-hmm.
draw because Palace at home are a hard team,
Mm-hmm.
especially with Mateta in form.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Isak is going to bring a bit more to the Liverpool team. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 to Liverpool.
Mm-hmm. Same Z's.
Yeah, same. You know what? I'll go 3-1. I'll go 3-1. I'll go
No, fair
3-1.
enough. Switch it up.
I don't
Switch it
I,
up.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
I don't want the same. I need to get some
Mm-hmm.
points.
Mm-hmm.
Next game we've got Leeds and Bournemouth.
Mm-hmm.
Bournemouth are a better side. As much
Mm-hmm.
as I want to go with Leeds, Leeds are
Mm-hmm.
my I just like the way that they play fast, but
Mm-hmm.
Bournemouth also do the same thing, and I prefer the manager. So I'm gonna go Bournemouth, and I'm gonna go 2-0.
I pretty much agree. Semenyo so far has had an on week and off week looking at
Yeah,
scoring. So I think he scores this week. I think it will be closer than you expect. I'll go 2-1 to Bournemouth.
nice, nice. Yeah, and then City Burnley.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I think that's going to be a weird game. I don't see any issues. I think Haaland is still going to be okay for the game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll go 3-0 to City. 3-0.
I agree. I think it will be 3-0, but I think the scoreline will flatter to deceive a bit. I think Burnley will put up more of a challenge, but I think City should be fine in the end. I'll go 3-0. Jumping into Forest versus Sunderland. I am gonna back Team Pitch, please. I think let's go 2-1 to Sunderland.
Yeah. I really hope this isn't the game that Chris Wood decides to get a hat trick like he does every season.
Mm-hmm.
If it is, I'm quitting FPL. So I will also go Sunderland, and I'm hoping Ange will actually picks up, but I hope it's
Mm-hmm.
not in this game. So yeah, Sunderland. 3-1. I'll go 3-1 to Sunderland.
Mm-hmm.
And then on to the next game. We have Tottenham and we have Wolves. I think this is the easiest game to predict of the week,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I
Mm-hmm.
said that last time and West Ham
Mm-hmm.
ended up winning, so I don't want to say it
Mm-hmm.
again. Yeah, Tottenham, I think very comfortable, hopefully. So, well, I say hopefully, but 3-0, I will go for Tottenham.
I think they win, but every time you said Tottenham will win comfortably, they've
Yeah, I know.
not
I
done
know.
great.
I know.
So I'll go, but Wolves are atrocious. So let's go 2-0. I won't go 3-0. I'll go 2-0.
They are atrocious. I think
Yeah.
they are almost bottom of the league. If they're
Mm-hmm.
not the bottom at the moment, I'd be
Yeah.
surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Them and West Ham are yet again said at the beginning of the season two of the most like reigning Prem teams that are most likely to go down, in my
Candidates for
opinion.
sure. Wolves,
Yeah,
by the way, have 0 points from 5 games.
yeah, yeah,
Zero.
yeah. Did Villa? So speaking into the next game, it's Villa Fulham. Did
Mm-hmm.
Villa end up getting the goal that they needed to come out of their little hole? I
Yes,
can't
they
remember.
did. They have
They did.
beaten the goal scoring Malays. They are not going to be the first team to go 007. They ended up winning 1-1
Crazy.
last. I mean, they ended up drawing 1-1 last week, so they did bring the hoodoo.
Nice. Okay. Well, no, I just meant in terms of they just didn't score.
Yeah.
Like when I was saying it before, their
Mm-hmm.
first game they drew 0-0. They lost
Mm-hmm.
1-0 to Brentford.
Mm-hmm.
They lost 3-0 to Crystal Palace. They
Mm-hmm.
drew 0-0 to Everton,
Mm-hmm.
and they drew 1-1 to Sunderland.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, they still haven't won.
They haven't won, but they finally scored a goal. The win
Wow. Yeah.
is
Yeah.
eluding them still, I think.
That. You know what? I'm going to keep betting against them until they do finally prove me wrong. So I'm going to go
Mm-hmm.
for Fulham. This is going to be a controversial one, I think, but I'm going to go Fulham 3-1.
I don't think that's controversial, but I do think that it's not going to be that easy this time. And Fulham are away from home. I think it's going to be 1-1.
Okay,
I'll go for a
fair
1-1.
enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving into Newcastle versus Arsenal, I think one of the matchups of the weekend. I think Newcastle are rounding into a bit of form. So it'll be interesting to see how they come up against Arsenal. That being said, Arsenal are going to be defensively resolute as usual. So I'll go with a 2-1 to the Arsenal.
Yeah, I want to say otherwise, but I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope Newcastle pull something off, but I don't think they're going to. Yeah, I'll go 2-0. I don't think Newcastle are actually going to score. I just don't. Everything that I've seen of them, I just don't believe in them at the moment. Anyway, I might be proved wrong. And then final game of this game week, we have Everton and we have West Ham United
Mm-hmm.
relegation candidates. I think it's a very easy kind of 2-0 for Everton for me.
I was gonna go 2-0 as well, and I'm gonna stick to it. I'm not behind,
Fair
so I
enough.
have a
Yeah,
little bit
yeah,
of the luxury to go for that, and I completely agree. I think Grealish probably gets back on the GA charts this
yeah,
weekend,
yeah,
so
yeah.
yeah, should be a good game.
Completely agree. I think Grealish is probably going to take this. I'm seeing in my head some sort of like penalty decision by Grealish falling over. I don't know.
Are you locking that in for an extra point?
Well, as an extra point, yeah, Grealish is going to get a penalty. I don't know if he'll
Grealish,
score.
does he win it or does he score it?
He wins the penalty. I
Okay,
think
fine,
Grealish wins the penalty.
sure,
Yeah,
okay.
or like hits it. Like he'll fall over
He'll be
and
involved in the
do
penalty, sure.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Nice. Okay, interesting.
yeah.
Well, there are predictions for
Mm-hmm.
this week.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we'll recap everything into next week's episode. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, before we finish, just want to shout out and basically say thank you so much for everyone that's been liking our videos, commenting, subscribing, all of that fun stuff. It's really helping us out, helping us
Mm-hmm.
get in the algorithm to other people's feeds, but also it's just really positive when we're hearing really nice things back. And
Mm-hmm.
also, we're more than happy to kind of take any comments or constructive criticism or what we can do better, any interesting segments that you might like, anything that we've done before that you might want to see in the next episode, like our football darts, or this week when we did the guess the career path. We'll have a few more games like that going forward, but yeah, please let us know. And otherwise, as Aman says, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And
all the good stuff's down there, guys. The good stuff's down there. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.